After 60, your legs start dying first. Eat these 6 foods to walk strong again. If there is one sign of aging that most people over 60 fear more than anything else, it is not gray hair or wrinkles. It is the moment when the legs begin to feel weak. It is when getting up from a chair takes more effort. It is when climbing stairs requires holding onto the railing. It is when every step starts to feel uncertain because deep down, there is a fear of falling. But what very few people realize is that in many cases, weak legs are not simply caused by getting older. They happen because the muscles have been starving for nutrients for years. And today, I am going to share with you 6 powerful foods that may help wake your muscles back up and restore strength that age slowly tried to take away. But before we begin, take 1 second to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below telling me your age and how your legs feel today. Do they cramp at night, feel heavy, weak, or unsteady when you walk? I read every comment, and sometimes your story may give hope to someone else who is silently struggling. Now, let us begin with the first food, one of the most misunderstood foods in history, eggs. For decades, people were taught to fear eggs because of cholesterol. Many avoided the yolk completely, believing it was unhealthy. But sadly, that fear caused many older adults to miss one of the most powerful muscle-building foods available. After age 60, the body goes through something called anabolic resistance. This means your muscles no longer respond to protein the same way they did when you were younger. A small amount of protein used to be enough to maintain muscle, but aging changes that. The body now needs a much stronger signal to rebuild and repair muscle tissue. That signal is leucine, a special amino acid that acts like a switch turning muscle growth back on. Without enough leucine, the rebuilding process slows dramatically. Eggs are one of the richest natural sources of leucine. Just 2 whole eggs can provide enough to strongly stimulate muscle protein synthesis. But here is what most people still do not understand. The yolk is not the enemy. The yolk contains vitamin D, choline, selenium, and essential nutrients that support the brain, nerves, and muscles. Throwing away the yolk is like throwing away the most valuable part of the egg. I once worked with a woman named Pat in her 70s who had fallen twice within a few months. She became afraid to walk, afraid to go downstairs, afraid to leave the house. Her breakfast every morning was dry toast and tea, almost no protein, almost no nutrients to support her muscles. We made one simple change. We added eggs every morning along with spinach cooked in olive oil. Within weeks, she told me she felt steadier, stronger, and more confident getting out of a chair. For the first time in months, she walked outside without fear. Please stop being afraid of foods that may actually heal your body. Your muscles need nourishment, not deprivation. Now let us talk about something silently destroying muscle in millions of older adults every day: chronic inflammation. You cannot always see it. You may not feel it immediately. But over time, inflammation acts like rust spreading through machinery, damaging muscles, blood vessels, joints, and even nerves. That is why salmon is one of the most important foods for aging muscles. Salmon is rich in omega-3 fatty acids, especially EPA and DHA. These healthy fats help calm inflammation and improve muscle recovery. Research shows that older adults who regularly consume omega-3 rich foods tend to maintain muscle strength more effectively and recover faster after physical activity. But salmon does something else equally important. It provides vitamin D. Vitamin D deficiency is incredibly common after age 60 and is strongly linked to weak muscles, poor balance, fatigue, and falls. I once worked with a retired engineer named Frank, 78 years old. Every morning, he experienced severe calf cramps so painful that he had to sit at the edge of the bed before standing. He assumed it was just old age. But blood tests revealed severe vitamin D deficiency and chronic inflammation. We added salmon to his meals 3 times a week. A few months later, his morning cramps had nearly disappeared. He started hiking again at 78 years old. Never underestimate the body's ability to recover when it finally receives the nutrients it has been missing for years. Next are the foods I call the rebuilders of circulation: dark leafy greens like spinach, kale, Swiss chard, and arugula. These vegetables are packed with natural nitrates that help the body produce nitric oxide. Nitric oxide relaxes and widens blood vessels, improving circulation throughout the body. That means more oxygen, more nutrients, and more blood flow reaching the muscles in your legs. After age 70, circulation naturally becomes less efficient. That is why many older adults describe their legs as heavy, stiff, slow, or exhausted. It is not always because the muscles are gone. Often the muscles simply are not receiving what they need to function properly. Leafy greens are also rich in magnesium, one of the most important minerals for muscle and nerve function. Magnesium deficiency is extremely common in older adults and may cause leg cramps, muscle twitching, weakness, restless legs, and fatigue. I remember a retired mail carrier named Robert who described his legs as feeling like they were filled with wet cement. That was his exact phrase, wet cement. We added sautéed spinach with olive oil and garlic to his meals every day. 6 weeks later, he walked into my office smiling and said, "The cement is gone." Food really can create that kind of transformation when the body finally receives the nutrients it desperately needs. And if you are still watching right now, that tells me something important. Tells me you care about your health. You care about staying mobile. You care about protecting your independence and continuing to enjoy life on your own terms. So please take 1 second to like this video and subscribe to the channel, because every week we share simple, science-based strategies designed to help older adults stay strong, active, sharp, and independent for as long as possible. Now let us continue with another highly underrated food, full-fat Greek yogurt. Most people think yogurt is just a snack, but full-fat Greek yogurt may be one of the best muscle-supporting foods for older adults. Why? Because of protein quality. Not all proteins are equal. Greek yogurt contains highly absorbable protein rich in branched-chain amino acids, nutrients the muscles can use efficiently. After age 60, digestion weakens, nutrient absorption declines, and recovery slows. That means protein quality matters more than ever. But Greek yogurt offers another fascinating benefit. It supports what scientists now call the gut-muscle connection. Researchers are discovering that healthy gut bacteria may directly influence inflammation, nutrient absorption, immune function, and even muscle strength. Think about that for a moment. Your digestive system can affect your muscles. That means feeding healthy gut bacteria may indirectly help protect your mobility and strength. One of the best times to eat Greek yogurt is after movement, after a walk, after gardening, after physical therapy, or after light exercise. During this window, the muscles become especially sensitive to nutrients. Add flax seeds, walnuts, or blueberries for even greater benefits. And avoid heavily sweetened versions whenever possible, because excess sugar increases inflammation in the body. Now we arrive at one of the most surprising foods on this list, beets. Most people never think about beets when talking about stronger legs. But sports medicine researchers and vascular scientists are paying close attention to them. Beets significantly increase nitric oxide production, improving blood flow to the muscles and brain. One study found that older adults who drank beet juice before exercise experienced better circulation and improved physical performance. In simple terms, their brains coordinated with their legs more effectively. That matters tremendously for walking, balance, coordination, and fall prevention. Beets also contain betaine, a compound that may help protect mitochondria, the tiny energy factories inside muscle cells. When mitochondria weaken, energy production collapses. That is when people begin saying things like, "My legs feel exhausted all the time," or "Walking drains me so quickly." I remember a woman named Elena, 68 years old. Over time, she had gone from walking independently to relying on a cane. She believed there was no turning back. We added roasted beets to her meals 4 times a week along with gentle daily walks. 3 months later, she walked into my office without her cane. She looked younger. Her posture changed. Even her voice sounded more alive. That is what hope looks like. And now we arrive at the number 1 food on this list, extra virgin olive oil. Not vegetable oil, not margarine, not processed seed oils. Real, high-quality extra virgin olive oil. This may be one of the most powerful longevity foods ever studied. Olive oil contains compounds called polyphenol that help fight inflammation at the cellular level. One specific compound called oleocanthal behaves similarly to natural anti-inflammatory medicine without many of the long-term risks. But what makes olive oil truly extraordinary is its ability to support muscle preservation and protect mitochondria from oxidative damage. In other words, it may help muscles age more slowly. I once worked with an 82-year-old Navy veteran named Thomas. For years, he completely avoided fat. Dry salads, low-fat foods, no oils at all. Yet his legs kept getting weaker. We added 4 tablespoons of high-quality olive oil to his daily meals. That was it. 6 weeks later, he was walking farther. 3 months later, he started riding a bicycle again at 82 years old. Never underestimate what the human body is still capable of doing. And now, before this video ends, I want you to hear this very carefully. You are not broken. Your story is not over. And some of your strongest years may still be ahead of you. The human body still holds an incredible ability to rebuild muscle, even in the 80s and 90s, when it receives proper nutrition and movement. Your body still wants to heal. It is waiting for support, waiting for nutrients, waiting for movement, waiting for hope to return. So starting tomorrow morning, begin feeding your muscles. Feed your circulation. Feed your energy. Feed your future. Eggs, salmon, leafy greens, Greek yogurt, beets, and olive oil. Simple foods, but powerful enough to completely change how the body ages. And before you leave, if this video helped you in any way, please share it with someone you love. Because one piece of information shared at the right moment may help someone avoid a fall, regain confidence, and continue walking independently for many more years. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Eat well, move every day, and never stop fighting for your health.